We're Echo. I am in Carrick-on-Shannon and it is a wet and rainy day. I'm here with my friend Éadaoin.
Hello.
Curtin. Éadaoin is a photographer and we've just spent the last, 2 hours?
At least.
Sitting chatting in a local coffee shop talking about our shared passions and finding our common ground, and we're talking about love and deep, true, meaningful love, and we're looking for somewhere to sit and do this vlog because it's raining, and we came into this amazing little chapel that just has its doors open waiting for us to come in, and I'm going to show you who else is here that we have just discovered. This is, what's his name? Edward Costello. He died in 1891, aged 68 years of age. And this is his wife, Mary Josephine Costello. And she died in 1877. Who died first?
She did.
Oh.
And he was heartbroken and he commissioned this for her.
Can you believe that? We've been talking about love this morning. Say that again, Éadaoin.
Yeah, so we've been talking about relationships and truth in relationships, and then we come in here and we find out that this guy, I don't know if
I'm not going to sit on that. Go on.
But this guy, heartbroken after his wife passed away, built this as a memorial to her. He had her body embalmed, it says it there, and then entrusted it to the Maris sisters, and then had this built.
My God. Tell us about your Firechild photography.
I shot my first wedding as a child with a lens cap on the camera, and so I learned from that little debut a very strong lesson that kind of lasted for a while, that I couldn't take photographs, but yet I couldn't really escape it, and I always had a camera, and I kind of started to get more and more into it. And then when I got to college, and I got my little film camera, and then about 5 or 6 years ago, I kind of had a change in job, and I ended up buying a digital SLR, and so I kind of felt like I could experiment a little bit more, because the film, you don't necessarily know what's happening straight away. It's kind of, you don't get any feedback. That the digital thing, you kind of get that instant feedback, and I started learning when we started taking photographs of gigs and stuff like that. And then for the last, I think, 3 years, I've been photographing weddings and kind of doing what I really love to do, which is not just weddings, but like portraiture. So it's that kind of finding the people and finding their personality and their connections.
Yes. And
that's what Firechild photography is about, really. It's about exploring people's connections and relationships.
Éadaoin was the photographer at our wedding last year, and what really drew me to Éadaoin as a photographer was that she just is very, very easy to be around as yourself, and there's no kind of we very much, I knew that you were listening to, listening out and appreciating the relationship. And what we've just been talking about there today was that, to me, Éadaoin has a real sense of being witness to something that she then wants you to witness.
What the way I've seen it is, I want to give the people who I take photographs of, I want them to feel proud. I want them to see in themselves something worthy of being proud of.
And the other thing then as well that I loved was that you were genuinely seeing that. You definitely do. You see and appreciate the bond between me and Terry, let's say, and you are that's what I was going to say. Now, I knew it would come back to me. You are present.
Yes.
You are very, very present with the couple and with the relationship and with the day, the event, the occasion. That being present, I think, is so important in this work.
You can't go in with a template. Like you have, like the DJ, like you go and you have your selection of things that might work. but you have to tune in and you have to be reading people and seeing what's working and what's not, and working with what's there. Like, then translating that into photographs. Like, before I shoot a wedding, like, I will always go to the venue beforehand to feel it and to get my sense of what's there and what's going on. Or maybe if I don't go the day before, like, I'll get there an hour or two earlier. And like, camera stays in the bag. And even like if it's just a couple shoot or whatever, like, I don't walk in with my camera in my hand. Like, there's two reasons for that. It's because I want to kind of get a sense of what's going on in the space with the people, but also because walking in with this big fuck off camera and showing the deep spaces straight away, that's, you get this, then you get a, oh no, don't do that. You know, whereas what I'll often do, secret, let me in on a secret here, I'll take my camera and I'll start cleaning it. The camera's clean. You kind of eliminate the threat, because by the time I pick the camera up, it's already been there, and it's not such a new thing. It's about being present, and it's about reading what's actually going on right there, right then. You can't walk in to any shoot, like any, especially a wedding, with like a template. No, like, I'm going to do this shot, and I'm going to get the bride to stand here, I'm going to get the groom to stand there, and they're going to do this. That's not how it works. Because while you might end up with a rather beautiful photograph, and the composition might be beautiful, and God knows, you might even win awards with it. But when the couple look at that photograph, then what do they see?
It's like they stepped out of their themness for that moment to take that photograph, and then that photograph captures that staged themness that doesn't exist anywhere else in their lives.
Exactly. And I've had that from so many couples where they're like, I look at your photographs and I can see us.
When I look back at our photographs, I see it was you caught us in action, doing the thing we were actually doing, instead of suspending operations to step into a photograph.
Like, you know, that evening that we met in Virginia, we did that little engagement shoot. Like, in a way, some of that was posed, but it was posed it was emotionally posed.
It was. It was prompted.
Yeah.
Do you know what I remember when I look at those photos?
Tell me, please tell me.
What Terry was saying to me? Éadaoin was prompting us into our moments, you know? It was kind of like, inviting us into, or simulating, not simulating, but these intimate
making
moments.
Space.
Yeah, creating space, giving us a starting point, and then we would get into our space, and then she would go away and take the photos of us doing that prompt. Oh my God. And to this day, I look at those photos and I remember the words that Terry whispered in my ear, and that's so beautiful. Like, you know,
that's what I want. I want people to look at, people to look at those photographs, other people that don't know you, and they look at the photograph and they go, I don't know. They just look so happy. When you look at those photographs and you remember, that is, for me, that's paramount. Like, two very strong objectives from a wedding. One is to document, to be that fly on the wall, and to catch those little moments, and try to find, it's something that I'm kind of working on as I'm studying the history of photography. I'm starting to try to look for those moments of contrast and humour in what's going on, right? So, you know, the street photography kind of philosophy, where you're really tuning into what's happening and looking to expose the humanity of it, I suppose. But then there's also the secondary, or the second objective, is to create at least one image that is just aesthetically beautiful, that could be the size of a billboard, and you don't look at it and go, oh, sure, this is a chin, or oh my God. If you're comfortable in yourself and you're comfortable in the space, and it's like creating that space to be comfortable, then that's where the truth is.
On Éadaoin's website, which I will put in the blog comment, or in the video comments here, definitely. It's a beautiful website, and it is so representative of Éadaoin. And if you don't fall in love with Éadaoin on this website, you are not the client for her. Isn't that right?
Basically.
Yeah, because this is what we're getting to with the logo. This is real representing, isn't it? Like you're representing yourself as I am. We're showing up as we are. And that gives permission to other people to show up as they are.
Without apologies.
Yeah, show up as you are. And that will be threatening maybe to people who aren't comfortable with who they are, or the relationships that they're in, or the art that they make, or the words that they write, or the things they have to say. So when you work that way in a very intuitive, authentic, this is me doing photography, this is me doing art kind of a way, that I think as we were saying, the process is so emergent that the language hasn't caught up with it. The thing emerges before we have the language to say to you and articulate exactly to you what it is we do. So it's very hard when somebody says, what do you do? The easy answer for me is, oh, I'm an artist. And then, but I know myself. Oh, but that doesn't describe me. Whereas if you were to say to somebody, oh, I'm a photographer, they're missing so much about,
because
so much information.
They bring their ideas of what it is to be an artist or a photographer.
Yeah, exactly. So did you ever see the YouTube video, How to Know Your Life's Purpose in 5 minutes or Less?
No.
Oh, I'll send it on to you, it's amazing. So he says, and this is what I'm doing now, you have to extract the result. So instead of saying, he's a children's book author, and he writes bedtime stories for children. So when somebody says to him, what do you do? He says, I help children dream at night. Yeah. Or I help children have sweet dreams, or something like that. So he has managed to state not his job title, but his job purpose.
Yeah.
I thought that was lovely, and I'm trying to, now that I am getting that feedback, because I started to teach only recently, now I can listen, because I can't make that up. I can't say what my impact in the world is. The world has to tell me that, so I have to listen. And in the meantime, I can tell you what I think I do and how I do it. But your customers then, like I'm the one now who's able to say to you, you bore witness to mine and Terry's relationship. And that is the connection that I have with you now.
Yeah.
And I know that I am safe, or my space is safe and sacred when you're around, and I know that you are you are welcome into that space. You even create that space. You are a facilitator of that space. So that's so much more than Éadaoin was my wedding photographer,
And this is one of my small problems, but I think it's a good thing. I sometimes I'll get quite emotionally invested in what's going on. So I'll be behind the camera, and I'm trying to get the because my eyes are getting all misty, but that's because I'm
because you have let your guard down, you see, so that you can become affected by and intimate with the experience. That is really an intimate experience between two people, but you are a third. You're the witness. A witness can't witness properly without being emotionally involved. You can't. Yeah. Otherwise, you're just an observer.
Yes.
Or an audience or spectator.
Yeah.
But to be a witness is something completely different. So Éadaoin, I keep meaning to talk about that symbol, your logo.
Oh yeah.
It's the Éadaoin.
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so.
Éadaoin. It's the Éadaoin symbol, and it is interpreted as a couple of different things on your site. One is that poetic inspiration, which is the muse of the creatives. Totally get that, because you were in the poetry of our moment that day, and that inspired you.
Yeah.
And we were in the poetry of our moment. And when I'm doing my work, I very much do it with a poetic lens on. I do see, like where somebody else might see the sun setting, I see the end of the day, or do you know what I mean? It is a poetic witnessing of the sunset. And also then the inspired by truth.
Yes. Yeah.
And being inspired by truth, and the truth of a relationship, and the truth of what you bring to the table. That whole thing, that's where me and Éadaoin stopped our coffee shop chat, because we were chatting all the way today, and we were getting all the stuff out, we were getting around to the
we were in process.
Yeah, processing all we have to say around our shared experience of being creatives in business and also creative facilitators of others, and where the absolute drive and passion and witness, like what is it that turns you into a ninja in your photography? And it's that inspired by the truth of this moment so much that I would climb the tabernacle to get the shot, you know? And it's like me, I'll go that extra mile as well in my work because I'm inspired by the truth of a moment, as it is for me, or as it is for another person.
Seeking that truth.
Yeah, and living it. Yeah.
Looking for it. Like really watching and listening and reading maybe below what's being said, and like reading between the lines or between the actions to kind of see like what the real truth of it is.
The body language and yeah. The only other thing I can think of to say is in that whole living of your truth.
Yeah, that was kind of what inspired this in the first place when I mentioned about the everyday aspects of the relationship.
Yes. And that's where our, let's say, our creative philosophies overlap, is that living your truth, really inhabiting your story. And in order to inhabit your story, you have to have a story that you love. And to have a story that you love, you have to take up the pen and you have to engage with it, don't you? You have to really write it. And that's, I think, where, when we were saying about, you know, some people are going to love what we do and some people are going to hate what we do. But the people who love what you do, I imagine, are people who are actively engaged in their stories and who are living their stories and inhabiting their stories with people in a very conscious way.
Yeah.
Because that's who you are, you know, and that's who I am. Okay. Have you anything else you want to say? Because I think we have a really long chat.
Yeah.
Are you?
I think we've got to the essence of it.
Yeah. I'd say
thanks very much for having me in the little chapel.
Yeah, I'm sitting here between, what's his name again?
Mary, Josephine and Edward.
Mary and Edward, God love them. They're 100 years dead, and here's the two artists sitting in their grave having a chat about, well, we are talking about relationships.
Yeah.
And these two were definitely devoted to each other. Look at them, side by side and in their own little chapel. So we'll sign off, Éadaoin. Firechild. Éadaoin means little fire, by the way.
Yes.
And your links and all that will be below. So check Éadaoin out. And
thank you very much.
you're very welcome. Bye.